Evening people, back again straight away. So tonight, final round of P1RC Super Formula League. We are live from a sopping wet Red Bull ring. Should be interesting. So stop talking to me, Sean. I need other chats up right now. Where's that gone? Right, let me pull up points so far. So we have still got the individual and the constructors championship still up for grabs. Excuse me. So let's just have a quick scan through who's in the room. P1RC is in the house, so he's obviously feeling a little bit better. So he's here to defend the title then. I didn't know if he was going to make it this week, but he is leading the way at the minute with 167 points. Mocking Weeks, is he in the room? Yes, he is. So he is second with 154, all to play for then for the top. The P1RC GT in third with 110, Dylan in fourth with 104, Diz in fifth with 101, Benny sixth with 76, Ghost Realm seventh with 62, is he in the room? No, Ghost Realm. Jarv 72 with 53 points, Pilgrim with 48 points, Timberlake with 45 points, Gamerdad with 41 points, GTR Evo again not in the room. He's on 40 points, Baggy on 33 points, Don on 28 points, Dory 13 points, Green P2 is on 13 points as well, Skippy on 11 points, also on 11 points is P1 Dodgy, Luke Doherty on 10, I don't think he's racing in this anymore, JPH on 8, again not racing, CJW not racing on 6, and down for the count is also on 6, no down for the count either. Right, let's get ourselves on track. It's a short 10-minute quali and a 50-minute blast for you lot. Green P, first man out on the hot laps. Constructors-wise, McLaren with 225 points, Williams with 202 points, Jordan with 181 points, Simtech with 158, Ferrari with 138, Tyrrell with 132, Benetton with 110, and BAR, the single driver team, on 42 points. So, as I say, still everything to play for. Green P then, what does he put in? 127.6 for his fastest. Pilgrim comes through to take pole. 127.3 then for Pilgrim. Raoul and Mocking Weeks both come through with faster laps. P1 Dylan comes through in an even quicker lap. One more driver to get through. So, someone peeling themselves off track into the wall. I think that was P1 Benny. So Dylan holds pole position then, 125.9. And as I say, only a short 10-minute quali. Down for the count. Good lad. He holds on to that top spot, only by a 10th from P1RC with a 126.0. Reg GT actually getting a good time in as well, 126.4 for Reg. Sitting in third on the grid then. Jarv 72 in fourth, 126.8. Mocking Weeks now fifth, 127.0. Pilgrim sixth. Maybe just getting himself back on track, 127.3 for Pilgrim. Valium 7th, 127.4. So it's not full wet tonight by the looks of it. Now I've got the intermediate tyre running. Yes, no massive great puddles on the track, so we are on the light rain setting. Benny in 9th then, we did see him piling himself into the wall a lap ago, 127.4 for Benny. Gamerdad in 10th, 128.7. Skippy in 11th, 128.8. And Dodgy now 12th, 151.2 for Dodge. A lot of drivers in the pits at the minute, just getting some fresh boots on. So he had a few issues in the MX5 Cup lobbies, unfortunately. Dylan just getting a little bit wrong through turn 2. Turn 1 and turn 2 on this circuit are going to be, and turn 3 in fact, are going to be very treacherous on lap 1 as the drivers string themselves out, battling for position. Long race, 50 minutes. Oh, Dylan just catching a wheel on the curb and throwing a bit of glitching in there as well, why not? So you can see just tracking sideways a little bit. So Raul back out on the fresh tyres. Reg GT still holding that third. Green P's gone quicker, he's gone a 1:27.2, so he chucks himself up into 5th. Pilgrim now 7th, Valium 8th. What's happened to Mocking Weeks? Benny in 9th, Gamerdad 10th, Skippy 11th and Dodgy 12th. No Mocking Weeks, oh there he is, 5th. Ah yes, he just turned up in the lobby then. So only a minute and a half left of qualifying. Thank you, Sean Sayers. Stop talking to me, I'm streaming. So, Mocking on his out lap then. Let's go and check out if anyone else has moved. So, no, Dylan's still up the front. Raul still 2nd, Reg GT still 3rd. Jarv 72 4th. 6.5 minutes. It looked like 8.5 minutes on the clock. Sorry, people. Still got 2.5 minutes of qualifying left. So Jarv holding on to 4th then, 1:26.6. That's a good lap. Mocking Week still 5th, but he's on his fast lap now. Turn 2, awkward off camber, big curves as well. Easy to spin it up through there. Let's find a driver just about to start a lap. Here we go. Get ourselves on board with P1 Dylan then. So this start finish straight towards turn 1, up the hill, hard on the brakes for this one. Again, awkward off camber, a little bit of a kink on the way in, big curves on the way out. Big long straight again up towards turn 2. Carrying a lot of speed up here. What are they, 165, 170 miles an hour, hard on the brakes again into turn 2, bit tighter than turn 1. Again, great big kink in the middle. Big curves on the exit. Head down towards turn 3. You can hear the wheels struggling for traction as they head down the hill. Just spinning up on the wet circuit. So hard on the brakes again into turn 3. Almost hairpin. Got to be careful on the exit not to run a bit too wide and into that sandpit. Head down towards turn 4, 5 and 6. Out of 6 then onto this back straight. Raul actually taking pole position off of Dylan. Let's see if he can better that with this lap. So through these last couple of turns, again just got to be careful on this very final turn. Easy to run wide, easy to cut too much off that curb as well. And Dylan puts in a 1:25.2, retakes that pole position, half a second quicker than Raul's as well. What's Raul got? He takes it back another half a second. So they've got 30 seconds to try and finish these laps. But Raul with his German efficiency, he will be a stickler for the 10-minute qualifying. Giving it a good look to everyone already. Just 10 seconds left of qualifying. Looks like Raul is going to take that pole position in the final race. Dylan's not going to get round to finish his lap. And there we go then. So Dylan takes a 2nd, Reg GT 3rd, Benny 4th, Jarv 5th, Valium 6th, Mocking Weeks 7th. So struggling at Red Bull Ring in the wet. that's not looking good for his championship hopes. Raul, championship leader, in a great position, on pole position. Don't forget to vote for driver of the day, people. They do get extra points in the championship. So, revs are up, can't see the lights this side. They're away now. Not a great start from Mocking Weeks again though. He's getting swamped, is Mocking. He's almost falling to the back of the pack. Raul comes through, then takes that race lead. Reg GT trying to battle it out for second with Dylan. Just gets himself up front, almost. Dylan's got his nose back down the inside. Reg GT was just struggling for traction coming out of turn one. So Dylan coming back through to take second place. A little bit of a bump. Benny just getting caught up with that as well. Valium spun himself around at turn two. So Dylan and Jarve then all kicking off up front. Jarve now up into second, Dylan third. Benny looking for fourth position down the inside of Reg GT. Almost taking out Dylan, a little bit late on the brakes for Benny. Spinning that rear end up as well. Reg GT then holding on to fifth. Mocking Weeks sixth. After his poor start, able to gain a few positions back. Green P in seventh. Pilgrim eighth. Gamer Dad ninth. Dodgy in 10th. Skippy, Skippy just getting it wrong there through turn four. He's now sideways. Can he get himself back on the track without getting involved with Valium? Valium comes through. He's just done exactly the same thing through turn two. So Skippy back on track now, pointing in the right direction, but spins it up again. So Raul leads 1.9 seconds. Jarve 72 picked himself up a bit of a penalty, but he's still holding on to second. Dylan in third, less than half a second back. Looking for a different line into turn two, get a better run out on the way down into turn three. Nice and tight there. Jarve 72's dropped his penalty now though. Benny's got himself up into fourth. GT struggled somewhere. Far back as well, over a second from Benny in front. Mocking Weeks all over his rear end for six. Green P almost running himself deep into turn three. He's kept it on track. Pilgrim eighth then, 2.5 seconds back from Green P. P1 Dodgy in ninth. Gamer Dad 10th. Valium back on track, still struggling though in 11th. Skippy on the full wets in 12th. So Raul starting to take the mick a little bit. 2.4 seconds his lead on the end of lap 2. P1 Dylan has finally got himself past Jarve. He can get back on with the hunt for P1 Raul. Running himself wide into turn one. So they have got an overtake function to use it in these cars as well, which is similar to the KERS system in the Formula 1. So it's the little gauge on the bottom right hand side of your screen. It says overtake on it. And they get one whole tank of that per race. When it flashes red, that means they are using it. Benny grabbing a handful of that down there. Jarve 72 looking for an attack back on Dylan for that second position. Not able to make it work. Dylan just keeping that in a straight line though through turn three. And Raul continues to take the mick. 3.3 seconds out front now. Traction control. No traction. A little bit. Yeah, a little bit of traction control on for Raul. So Dylan holding second, Jarve third, Benny fourth. Reg GT's closed that gap back up. He's dragging a Mocking Weeks with him. It's only 1.2 seconds back Mocking. He's going to struggle to catch up with Raul, his main rival in the championship. So Green P 7th, 3.5 seconds back. Pilgrim another 2.5 seconds back. Dodgy again, another 2.5 seconds back, and then Gamer Dad only half a second back from Dodgy. Valium a long way back now, 3.3 seconds. We did see him go off track into turn 1. Was it turn 1 or turn 2? Turn 1, I believe. And Skippy getting it all wrong at turn 4. So way off the pace at the minute for Skippy. Raoul continuing to take the mick. A 4.8 second lead over Dylan now. Benny's managed to get himself past Jarv as well, so he's in a podium position. And Dylan sliding that car through turn 3. So now Benny to close the gap back up. Slightly better view. Just see Benny through the mist. Less than half a second back for Benny. So they are struggling to get the power down on these rear-wheel drive cars, even with the intermediate tyres. So it just makes a little bit of a break for Benny. Reg GT closing that gap up on Jarv as well. Again, still dragging Mocking Weeks. So closing the gap up on Reg GT, but losing more time to Raoul in front now. The gap is 8.5. So championship hope starting to fall away for Mocking. Again, it's a long race. We are only 6.5 minutes in. Pulling more time over 7th place Green P. Pilgrim closed that gap up 1.3 seconds, so taking 1.2 out of Green P's time. Maybe a little bit of a mistake from Green P. Dad only 3.2 back from that fight as well. Valium slowly closing up on Gamer. Oh, into the Sando. He's kept it back on track. I think Dodgy's been off somewhere. He's now at the back of the pack. So Skippy making up a position then up into 11th. How long he holds on to that, I don't know. Can Dodgy get his way back past him? We'll wait and see. Let's go and see how far up the road Raoul is. You're a joker. You're a German joker. 6.2 second lead. Purple sector still from Raoul. So Dylan ghosting out a little bit there, but pulling time from Benny. 1.7 seconds the gap. He's unable to do anything about that gap between himself and Raoul. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So Jarv now 1.3 seconds back. Yeah, under all sorts of pressure from Reg GT. Mocking Weeks still there as well. Jarv have to go a little bit defensive into turn 4. Reg GT running a tiny bit wide to avoid contact. All the time, Mocking Weeks just closing up. So is he going to be in a good position at the start-finish straight? Chase cam then with Mocking as he looks to hunt down Reg GT and Jarv at 72 in front. Can't get it done down the start finish straight. You can see how awkward that turn 1 is. Turn 2 is exactly the same. Yeah, really struggling to get the power down. Take it ever so carefully through turn 2, ever so carefully. You can see Mocking Weeks actually losing about half a second there to Reg GT. Just unable to get that traction down. couple of tenths up front for Raoul. 6.5 seconds the gap, still purple sectors he's putting in. So Dylan pulling time over third, but still losing time to that first place driver. So Benny still holding third, Java second back from him now. Red GT still not able to get past him. Mocking Weeks after that slight mistake into turn 2, slowly closing the gap back up, but pulling more time over 7th place, nearly 10 seconds, 9.5 seconds back to Green P in 7th. Pilgrim 2 seconds back, so he's closed the gap and lost it again. So Valium up into 9th. Like he might have had another tiny mistake somewhere. Gamer Dad closing up on him. Oh no, sorry, Valium actually getting past Gamer Dad. Apologies. So Skippy has managed to keep that 11th place. Dodgy is now 4.4 seconds back. Maybe not anymore. Here comes Dodgy through to retake that 11th. Gamer Dad close back up on Valium. He's got 1.3. He's pulling a bit more time as well as Valium. So Raoul really starting to take the mick now. 10 seconds. What's happened to Dylan? Where's Dylan? Dylan's got it all wrong somewhere. He is now down in 6th position. Benny taking 2nd place then. Jarv 72 third. A good result for Jarv if we finish like this. GT moving in position, also Mocking Weeks. So Dylan now 10 seconds down from Mocking Weeks. I didn't see you go spinning off track. Admittedly, I wasn't paying attention. I must do a bit more of that, looking at the track map and look for the little blue or red dots to be spinning around. So Pilgrim now only 2.9 seconds back from Dylan. Dylan's fast though. P in 8th. Valium now 1.3 seconds back and taking time out of him as well. He's pulled more time over Gamer Dad, only a couple of tenths. Another 10th on Green P though. Heading down the hill towards turn 3. So the gap just over a second. I do want to flick up to 2nd, 3rd and 4th fight at the minute. So Benny up front by 0.8 seconds, Jarv 3rd, Reg GT just half a second back in 4th, Mocking Weeks 5th, he's only a second back from Reg GT as well. Oh, Mocking Weeks has got turn 2 wrong, sorry, turn 1 wrong. He's fired himself into the wall. Again, it's that easy. Gets himself back on track. P1 Dylan comes back through to take 5th. Mocking Weeks 6 as he just tries to get himself up to speed before he gets attacked by P1 Pilgrim behind him as well. So he does hold on to 6, but only just. Take a look behind, there's P1 Pilgrim. 3 seconds back now. Why didn't it work? So Raoul nearly 12 seconds down the road, 15 minutes in. And he's still holding on to 2nd, still got Jarv 72 in 3rd as well. Having a good race, Jarv. Reg GT still 4th. Mocking Weeks, unfortunately, we've just seen go peeling off in turn 1. So now P1 Dylan 11 seconds back in 5th. A lot of work to do for Dylan. A lot more work to do for Jarve, for Mockin now. So he's pulled a bit more time over the attacking Pilgrim behind, 2.7 seconds. Valiant moving his way slowly back through the pack, so he's up into 8th. Green P 9th, Gamer Dad closing up on him as well. Oh, we've got cars getting it all wrong up front. Might have been Mocking Weeks getting it all wrong again through there, so he's got the gap down to 1.3 seconds again. Just losing time through turn 1. You can hear these cars bogging down when they're going through the water. They're just struggling to get that power down. So Valium 8th, slowly getting back into the fight. Some big gaps developing now though. Race leader Raoul, almost 12.5 seconds over second place Benny. He's pulled a bit of time over Jarve, there's a second there. Reg GT still not managed to get his way past. Jarve's managed to pick himself up a bit of a penalty as well though. That might benefit Reg GT. Depends where he decides to lose it. So that's where we've just seen Mocking Weeks put it in the wall. Still no position changes. Jarve actually closing back up on Benny, losing his penalty at the same time. So the battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th still kicking off. Dylan having a little bit of a lonely race now, 10 seconds in front, nearly 11 to Reg GT and almost 8 seconds back to Mocking Weeks in 6th. Starting to pull that time again over Pilgrim. Valium is slowly pulling him back. So there's only 1.8 between 8th place and 7th. Green P is only 3/4 of a second back from Valium as well. Whether he can close that gap up. So Gamer Dad looking to get that position as well. Closing up on Green P, nowhere to go through into turn 5. Oh, Green P's got it wrong through there though. He's managed to keep his speed up. I don't think Gamer Dad's going to be able to do anything about it. Almost contact between the two drivers. So Gamer Dad just slots himself up the inside. Dylan's coming to pits now though. So Gamer Dad slots himself up into 8th. Does he stay there? Green P now 9th. So both those drivers coming out faster than Dylan for Gamer Dad. Dylan on the fresh tyre. What's he on? Dylan's gone for a fresh set of wets. Okay. So he does hold on to 8th, so Gamer Dad 9th, Green P 10th, Skippy 11th, and Dodgy in 12th. So Raoul still taking the mick out front, 14.5 second lead. Jarve 72 in 2nd now, after, so what's happened to Benny? Benny's got it all wrong. He's now down in 4th, 3.7 seconds back from Reg GT. So Reg has only got a second between himself and Jarve. Jarve's having a real steady race at the minute though. She's closing up on P1 Dodgy, the back marker. Should get himself past nice and easily into turn 2. GT's got to do the same thing down into turn 3. Might be a little bit far back. Dodgy just staying out of the way. There's a good bit of driving from Dodgy, allowing these front runners to come through. So Benny then, after that mistake, holding fourth. 5.2 seconds off the fight in front. And he's got a back mark to get through as well. So Mocking back up into fifth, 13.5 seconds back. Again, yet to stop for Mocking. Dylan has stopped behind. P1 Pilgrim yet to stop as well, so there is P1 Dylan looking to get that sixth position off of Pilgrim ASAP. So coming out on a fresh set of wets for Dylan, obviously offering slightly more grip than the Inters. And they will wear out a little bit quicker. Oh, P1 Pilgrim nearly taken out Dylan then. Bit of a fishtail through there. Dylan gets himself through due to that little mistake, so up into sixth, but again, Pilgrim yet to stop. And not stopping still. Gamer Dad then up into eighth, again yet to stop. Valium has stopped, he's in ninth. Green P has stopped as well, he's come out on a fresh set of wets in 10th. Skippy has not stopped, he's sitting in 11th. Dodgy stopped now, he's on a fresh set of intermediates. So Raul not stopped. Still 15.2 seconds out front from Reg GT. He's also yet to stop. And 5.6 seconds is Benny, who's made a little mistake. It's caused him to lose second position. Comes back out of the pits in third. Oh no, he's not pit yet. In third. Jarv 72. Losing a position again to Benny. Now down in fourth for Jarv, again yet to stop. Mocking Weeks again yet to stop in fifth. He's closing that gap up on the fight in front, but losing all sorts of time to the race leader. 35 seconds down for Mocking Weeks. So Dylan in sixth, out the pits, fresh set of wets. Gamer Dad seventh, yet to stop. Valiant, yes, he's stopped. Pilgrim not stopped. Green P stopped. Skippy just collecting it, coming through turn 2. Sitting in 11th, yet to stop. And there's Dodgy. So we've just seen him come out of the pits. Look at those lap times. 1:25.4, 1:25.9, 1:25.6, 1:25.5, 1:25.8, 1:25.6, 1:25.7, 1:25.8, 1:25.6 from Raul. Very consistent. You can imagine the drivers behind aren't anywhere near as consistent as that. Reg GT, mostly 26s actually. Benny also 26s, a little 27 there. Jarv 72, 26s, apart from his pit lap. Mocking Weeks, mostly 26s, apart from the ones where he's put it in the wall. Dylan then sticking in a 1:24.9, fastest lap of the race so far. Several 1:26s, one or two 1:25s on there, but nowhere near as consistent as P1 Raul up front. So Gamer Dad 7th, 28s, 27s on the clock for him. All sorts of times on the board for Valium. He's got 41s, 25s, 27s. Green P's a little bit inconsistent as well. 27, 33s, 30s, 27s, 29s. So it's a shame we've not got Baggy in the chat. He could keep you updated with where people are going to finish and stuff, but obviously if he's not in the chat, you can't do that. But it is looking very good for Raul at the minute. Out front by 17 seconds, already leading the championship. Halfway through this race. no threat really. He was about a second and a half up front at the end of lap 1, 2.5 seconds up front by lap 2, and he's just continued to pull time. So just dropping in a little bit of traction control there, Raul. Reg GT's got himself up into second, but again, no stop for Reg. Jarve third. Dylan now 14, maybe 15 seconds back in fourth, but he has stopped. So Benny's fifth. He's also stopped on lap 16. Fresh set of intermediate tyres for him, 5th place. Gamerdad 6th, still yet to stop. Valium 7th, stopped. Mocking Weeks now stopped in 8th. Only just as well. So race leader comes in. It's not going to benefit Reg GT. You might see him come in as well. No, he's stopped out. Jarve 72 then. Will he come in? Looks like he's trying to slow it down enough to get over. Yes, so Jarve 72 comes in. Dylan is going to come through, obviously not going to stop. So Raul just being released from the pits now. So it comes out in second behind Reg GT. Again, Reg GT yet to stop. Raul's only 3.3 seconds back, closing that time down on him as well. So is Dylan going to run to the end on those tyres, or is he going to attempt another stop? He might attempt another stop actually, Dylan. So Benny in 4th. Big gap back to Jarve now in 5th. Valium up into 6th. Weeks making up another position, so he's up into 7th. He's got 6.8 seconds up front to try and close up on Valium. So Green P's out. He's on a fresh set of wets, 8th position. But no fuel, Green P. That fuel's not going to last you the rest of the race. Gamerdad 9th then. 6.3 seconds back again. Intermediate tyres on board for him. Pilgrim 10th, similar situation. Fresh set of intermediates. Skippy's on a worn out set of wets. We have seen him spinning the rear end of that car up once or twice though. Dodgy in 12th. So on a decent set of intermediates at the minute. So Reg GT, although leading the race, having his gap taken out by Raul behind, and he's got to take a pit stop as well. So Raul's not got to think about hunting him down too harshly. He's knows he's might not know he's got to come in. He must be thinking about it though, having that 17-second lead. See the time between himself and Reg GT coming down as well. Reg GT took himself in the pits this lap. Now he's going for it again. So the gap down to 1.4 seconds between Reg and Raul. Not that one. Let's go on board with that one. Bit of a missed gear there by Raul. Gap back up to 1.5 between himself and Reg. Under no threat from behind, 15.8 seconds back to Dylan, so he can just concentrate on the attack in front. closing that gap up again. 1.3 seconds between himself and Reg. Again, those fresher tyres will just help him take the odd tenth out here and there on the exits of these turns, able to get the power down a little bit easier, a little bit earlier. So down to 1.2 seconds. Still just over that second mark. Reg GT, will he come in the pits this lap? He's going to stick it out again. That has allowed Raoul to close the gap, less than a second between these two. Closing up again then for Raoul. Reg GT is doing well to defend from Raoul currently and hold that gap. Worn out tyres must be costing him a bit of time on these exits. You can see Raoul all over the rear end of Reg GT now as they head down towards turn 3. Reg GT just having to stick himself in the middle of the track, just letting the Raoul know he's there. You're not going to get that position dead easy down the inside. And Raoul just spinning the rear up. Closes up on Reg GT. Nowhere for him to go through here. Loses a tenth through that little central section. Reg GT comes in this lap though, so that releases Raoul to take race lead again. Should put a good 15 seconds between himself and Dylan when Dylan comes across the line. Puts himself back into second. Again, I think he's going to have to take another pit. He's not got enough fuel on to go to the end of the race. So Reg GT still taking on board fuel. Benny just coming through to take third. GT just coming out of the pit lane. So he's got to hold on to fourth, but he's got a bit of a gap between himself and Benny to work on now. 1.7 seconds the gap. He's on the fresh intermediate tyre. Benny stopped a few laps ago. He's holding a lot less fuel than Reg though, so his car will be a little bit lighter. He's also rolling with traction control. All these boys seem to have a little chunk of that on. Difficult to control the rear end of these without, I can imagine. So Reg GT takes a tenth out of Benny's time in front. Takes 2 tenths out of Benny's time in front. So let's have a quick run through the order then. Raoul leading, nearly 20 seconds over P1 Dylan. Dylan's almost out of fuel as well, so he's going to have to stop. That might allow Benny to come through to take that position. He's only 3 seconds back. And then we've got Reg GT, only 1.5 seconds back, looking to close that gap down on Benny and take that position. Job 72 now 5th, nearly 11 seconds back. And then Mocking Weeks 6th, 4.4 seconds back. Dylan stopped out for another lap. Weeks just getting past these back markers. He's got he's closed that gap up a little bit on Jarve. Whether we can make that gap come down a little bit quicker, have to wait and see. So 15 minutes remaining. Mocking Weeks 6th, Valium in 7th, Gamer Dad 8th. P 9th, Pilgrim 10th, Dodgy got himself back up into 11th, and Skippy now 12th. So Raoul still holding that 19.6 second lead. Dylan stopped out. Should see him come in the pits this lap. Managed to gain another half a second over Benny in that last lap. Cutting the power off early then to get over to the right for that pit entrance. Benny comes through then. He's going to take that second. GT also going to come through to take third. Keep an eye on where Dylan comes out. He's got to take on board fuel now. Jar 72 just coming past that pit entrance. And Mocking Weeks, where does Dylan? So being released now. I think he might just get out in front of Mocking Weeks. It's going to be close. He's just 1.1 seconds up the road. There he is. Into turn 2. Mocking Weeks though on a slightly worn set of intermediates. Against P1 Dylan's a fresh set of wets. So back up into 5th then for Dylan. Can he defend from Mocking Weeks for the next 14 minutes? Second lead for Raoul. So Benny second. Second back to Reg GT. And then a big gap back to 4th position, 11.5 seconds. Another 2.3 back for Dylan. He has closed that gap up. He's pulling time from Mocking as well. Aaron, evening mate, 23 seconds, I know. Where are you? Where are you to challenge him, Mr. Timberlake? So we just watched Valium get a bit squiffy out of turn 5. Look, this is your fault, Mr. Timberlake. So Benny only just holding off Reg GT for that second. Spins up the rear end coming through that exit of turn 3. That's going to benefit Reg GT a little bit. Wrong way. Benny just catching a load of curb there. I'm surprised he managed to keep that on track. Let's get ourselves on with Reg GT as he looks to hunt down that second position driver in front. 0.3 of a second as they head into these last 2 turns. Still just over half a second. Benny doing well then to defend from Reg. Closes up again under braking. Using that slipstream down the start finish straight. Cleanly in and out of turn 1. Down the hill. Down towards turn 2. Gap at 0.6. Doing well to gather that up there, Reg GT. Close that gap all the way up on Benny. Using a big handful of the overtake function as well down here. He's going to sling one down the inside at turn 3. No, he's backed out of it. Brought him right in that fight though with the second place driver. Pilgrim just getting himself back on track through that same corner. That's exactly what I was talking about in qualifying. Easy to run wide through that one. Get yourself trapped in that gravel. Still nothing in it between Benny and Reg GT. It has just extended a little bit there, 0.7. Reg GT closing it back up. Still unable to get that position though. Benny just struggling on the exit of that final turn. Closes up again on Benny. again down that straight, so just unable to get the power down quite as quick as Benny. I think it's about slinging one up the inside there. So close for Reg GT. Benny though losing the tail end of his car. That keeps Reg GT in check. So let's have a quick scout through the rest of the pack. So Jarve 72 under all sorts of pressure from Dylan and Mocking Weeks, 1.2 seconds back to Dylan, and Mocking Weeks is only 2.3 seconds back as well. That's lost a bit of time, 3 seconds now. Starting to struggle on those worn out tyres then, Mocking Weeks. So Valium 7th. Doesn't spin it up in turn 2. Gamer Dad 8th. He's just trying to get his way past Skippy. Green P in 9th, having a lonely race at the minute. 26 seconds in front to Gamer Dad and 36 seconds back to Pilgrim. There he is, Pilgrim. Oh, just catch him getting a little bit wrong through turn 5 into turn 6. Into the gravel trap for you. It's going to take a little bit of time to get that car back up to speed as well without spinning off. Is that commentator's curse or what? Sorry, Pilgrim. So Skippy 11th and Dodgy now 10.5 seconds back in 12th. But sticking with it, that's good to see. Just got race leader coming through, 25.7 seconds out front now from Reg GT, who has got himself past Benny. Benny losing all sorts of time, so he's got it wrong somewhere. 8.6 seconds the gap between Benny and Reg. So the gap's really starting to spread out now. So Dylan up past Jarve. Only 3.7 seconds back from Benny as well. Let's see if he can pull another position in before the end of the race. Only just under 8 minutes left. Jarve holding 5th, Mocking Weeks 6th, but losing time again. Just struggling to get the power down on those worn out rears. Under no threat from Valium, nearly 20 seconds back. 7th, he's got a big gap back to Gamer Dad as well, 13 seconds back to Gamer, and then yeah, another 24 back to a Green P. And this is where the action was. Reg GT trying to get his way past Benny. Benny making a mistake though. Reg GT getting past, and there is Dylan in the background, 2.9 seconds back, another fastest sector from him. Holding on to, no he's not, sorry. Raoul actually putting in fastest lap of the race. What lap was that? Lap 27. 124. 4.66 for Raoul. More purple sectors from Dylan. Is he going to retake that fastest lap? Purple sector from him. It's looking good at the minute for Dylan. Taking a couple of tenths out of P1 Benny in front as well. 37 seconds back from race leader though. So takes more time out of Benny in front. What's his lap time going to say? It is fastest lap, 1:24.175, so another quarter of a second faster than Raoul's fastest lap. Gap now down to 1.8 seconds between himself and Benny. So definitely on the hunt for that podium position tonight, Dylan. Taking another 3 tenths out, 1.5 seconds, pulling all sorts of time over Jarve 72. Mocking Weeks looking to close that gap up, 2.3 seconds. Just lose it on the exit. Gap back up to 2.5. So P1 Raoul now 26 seconds up front. Reg GT, he's got a bit of breathing room behind, 8.7 seconds to Benny. But Benny under threat from Dylan. So a bit of a penalty to lose for Dylan. Shouldn't be too much of an issue for him. Just trying to keep himself in check with Benny as well. Just gets the gap back up to over a second. Gets it back down though. Well within slipstream range now. Should be able to drop that penalty into turn 1 and turn 2 if he doesn't lose it all here. But now all over the rear end of Benny. 0.3 of a second between them. Still got that little bit of penalty to lose. Just drops it off there then into turn 2. Benny goes a little bit wide. Dylan then is going to have a great run in him down towards turn 3. Benny's going defensive though. Dylan slings one up the left hand side, but it's the outside line into this next turn. There we go. Benny just holds on to it, but Dylan can keep his nose up the inside. He should get the advantage through his next couple of turns. So slowly pulling up. Oh, side by side still then. Head down towards this final turn. Benny just got the inside line. A little bit of contact between the two again. Great bit of driving from Benny and Dylan. Oh, Benny's got it a little bit wrong through there though. Oh, he's not side by side. He's managed to keep it in front. Now Dylan might be able to do it into turn 1. No, he backs out of that one. The driver's not getting too eager on the brakes. I can imagine this is just allowing Reg GT to disappear off of the road. Extend his gap between himself and the third place driver. So Benny gets it wrong through there again. Dylan comes through and he does actually take that third position now, so Benny has to slot it back into 4th. And he's coming back at him into turn 3, closes the gap right back up. Let's go and have a look at race leader. He's had that much time in front. He's been able to get in the pits, fresh set of tyres, make a sandwich, watch a YouTube clip or 2 and get back out in first place. 16-second lead still. Fair enough. So Reg GT, yeah, I was right. He has managed to pull more time. Dylan has got himself past Benny then. Benny losing a bit of time. I don't think he's going to be able to get that position back off Dylan. Another couple of tenths just on that final turn. So just about a minute 30 left on the clock. Depending on where they are on track, they will see another lap. Raoul then still pulling time out front on those fresh tyres. 17.6 seconds his lead over Reg GT. He's now got 12 seconds over Dylan. Dylan's pulled another couple of tenths over Benny. Yeah, that tyre wear just, although Dylan's is not that much less. Benny just struggling that a little bit more. But holds on to 4th. Jarv is 5th at the minute. Mocking Weeks. Looks like Mocking Weeks has got it wrong again, so 8.6 seconds down again from Jarv 72. Valium 31 seconds back in 7th. Gamer Dad 3 seconds back in 8th. Green P 24 seconds back in 9th. Skippy over a minute back in 10th from Green P. Dodgy's another 10 seconds back in 11th. And Pilgrim now sitting at the end of this one. So another fastest lap there for Raoul, 1:23.8. Raoul and Dylan have been swapping that one. So this will be final lap. Raoul is comfortably leading this one. He has done from the start. He pulled 2.5 seconds by the end of lap 2. And we're all blaming Aaron. Well, I am. So, race timer has ticked over. Who's going to be the first man to cross the line? Let's stick with Raoul. He's only got a couple of corners to go. We have got drivers crossing the line. Valium does cross the line to take 7th. Gamerad takes 8th. Raoul comes through then. Nice win in the final for Raoul. He's led from start to finish. Skippy comes home to take 10th. Reg GT just through this final couple of turns. He's going to come home to take 2nd. Handbrakes across the line. I don't even know if they've got handbrakes. Dylan's going to come home for 3rd. What is he? 13 seconds back in the end. Benny 4th, 2.3 seconds back. Job, another 2.6 seconds back for 5th. Mocking Weeks, so yeah, unfortunate for Mocking Weeks. 7.5 seconds back for 6th. All sorts of chaos across the line. Valium finishing in 7th, Gamerad 8th. Green P in 9th, Skippy 10th. Dodgy in 11th, and Pilgrim seeing this one out in the pits. There he is. Confident win in the finals for Raoul. Driver of the day, Raoul, for being a robot. Well, there you go. He's got the old digital foot on today, definitely. I think it might even be like quantum computing foot. It's gone way beyond the swap between analog and digital. For him to take that much of a lead, getting an extra pit and still keep 20 seconds lead, yeah. Yeah, I actually think you may even be a robot, Raoul, that's posting up fake pictures, artificial intelligence pictures of yourself. Even though some of the boys have met you, I believe that could have been some kind of digital representation of a real person. But well done. Nonetheless, Reg GT, fair play mate, came home in 2nd. Dylan, unfortunate, had a couple of little mistakes, but still took 3rd in the end. I give my driver of the day to possibly Dylan, maybe Raoul for being a robot, possibly Dylan for making a couple of mistakes and getting himself back up onto a podium. Fair play to you, mate. And that was the finals of the P1 Super Formulas. Green P giving driver of the day to Raoul as well. So what have we got coming up tomorrow night? 8:30. Chewit Racing Mini Cooper Cup. 2 races for you tomorrow night. That's 8:30. Tuesday night at 8:10, we've got the Lamborghini League with Next Gen. Wednesday night 8:30, we've got MRC's Team Oliver Racing GR3 League. That's round 3. Thursday night we've got the chaotic idiocy race of Special Stage X in the Beetle GR3s with extra ketchup and extra hot sauce. Throw on some jalapenos on the side. So that's Thursday, and then we are back on Sunday for just a single race on Sunday. So we've got the Mazdas, which you would have seen before this one, but this was the final of the Super Formulas, so you won't be seeing this next Sunday. Not picking up anything else before Christmas, so there might be the 1 or 2 sort of special event things, but that'll be about it. If you want to help me out, then go get yourselves over to buymeacoffee.com/darksmoka and make a donation if you so wish. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you've liked what you watched. Give it a like, give it a subscribe, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Darksmoka. I'm out.